Hello, hello, hello. I am going live here on YouTube where we always go live for Ask Ashley, but I've also pulled up my phone over here to be going live on Instagram. So I'm going to be doing both today. I will not be able to respond to comments over here on Instagram because all the comments will be happening over here on YouTube. But if you would like to just tune in and hear some of the Q&As, welcome our Instagram followers. If you are back here over here on YouTube for our typical Ask Ashley's, welcome back. I'm happy you are here. All of you, no matter which platform you are on watching the replay, I see you working hard, putting in the hours and trying to fill your brain with the type of outcome that you want from your life. So if you want your business to grow, filling your brain with ways to grow your business is how you're going to get that outcome. So those of you that are watching the replay, those of you that are joining live on Instagram, on YouTube, all the places, I'm happy you are here. Also, last week, I totally forgot it was Wednesday. I get really thrown off since doing homeschool. So I apologize. I didn't remember until Thursday. And then I was like, shoot, I was supposed to go live yesterday, but I remembered today and I am here and all is well. I'm going to go through and star some of these questions. I've been getting some questions over here on YouTube. Perfect. We got a bunch of questions coming in. Where can we finish? Okay. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay. I have all of your questions starred so I can answer them in the order that I got them. We're going to answer as many as we can in about 20 minutes. So I'm sorry, 30 minutes. That's the goal here. Hey, Anitha, Mariah, everybody, Bethany. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome. All right. The first question is down here, I believe. Yes. They do not go in order. That's unfortunate. Okay, I think this was the first one. Christina said she would be catching the replay, but her question is, do you recommend finished piece sellers having just an Etsy shop or also a patterns site? What's the difference between the two? This is a very good question, Christina. I'm glad that you asked it. So Etsy has their regular, just a plain old Etsy shop, the normal Etsy shop that you see for most people have. And then they have some, like if you go to Etsy.com and you search in the search box and you see shops, those are Etsy shops. And then they have something called patterns, not crochet patterns, capital P patterns. That is a secondary option that Etsy facilitates for shop owners to have an off Etsy site. So it's not technically off Etsy. If Etsy was to get hacked or something and if everything goes down, your Etsy shop and your pattern site will go down. Like it's both Etsy. But the pattern site, capital P pattern, not crochet pattern, is Etsy's way of giving you an off Etsy site where you don't pay the same amount of fees that you pay in your Etsy shop. So I have an Etsy shop and a pattern site. If you go to my blog, acraftyconcept.com/shop, that takes you to my pattern site. If you go to Etsy and then search a crafty concept, which is my highest search term for my business in Etsy, a crafty concept is the highest search term. People go to Etsy, search a crafty concept, land in my shop, and then do their shopping. If you go to acraftyconcept.com/shop and shop there, I get charged less fees. So if you have a pattern site, you get charged less fees. You do, however, have to pay $15 a month. At least that's what it was when I signed up. I think it's still that. So $15 a month, no matter how many sales you get, whether you get sales or no sales at all, you still have to pay $15 a month. You still have to pay the transaction fee, which I think is like 3.5%. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's inside of Crochet Boss Academy. But you still have to pay the transaction fee because that is what we pay the credit card companies by having the service to be able to run their people's cards on the internet. So we still have to pay that. We do not have to pay the Etsy fee, which I think is at 6.5% now. And you do not have to pay the 20-cent listing fee to list items on your pattern site. These are all great things. Ashley, what's the downside to a pattern site? You have to direct all of your traffic to the pattern site. Etsy, your pattern site will not show up in search results. Only your Etsy shop will. So Etsy is charging you to send people to your shop which they should do. That's good things to do. I work less hard to get people to my shop. I just pay a little bit more in fees to get new strangers that have never heard of a crafty concept before coming to me from Etsy. Perfect. But once you have an audience and you've created a community, you can send people to your pattern site and pay less fees. So if you, fellow or not fellow, lovely, a crafty concept follower, would shop at acraftyconcept.com/shop instead of my Etsy shop, I, the designer, the maker, whatever, the person behind the brand, would pay less fees. Same goes for you. If your customers, once they like, know, and trust you, would shop through your pattern site instead of your Etsy shop, you're going to pay less fees. Now, Ashley, how do I get people to my pattern site instead of my Etsy shop? You can't win everybody, because I'm telling you, a crafty concept is the biggest. It's like, like exponentially more than all of my other search terms over on Etsy, because people just go look. They know I have an Etsy shop. They go to Etsy. They search. I do it too. I do it when I'm looking for people's shops that I need to buy something from. If I know they're on Etsy, I'll go search their name. If I know they have their own off Etsy site, I will go shop there whenever I can. But if I don't know that, and if I've shopped with them on Etsy before, I just go to Etsy and I search their name. We can't prevent that from happening, right? That's still going to be something that happens every single day, and we can't prevent it. It's still really good. We are still getting sales. We are still growing our business, all the good things. What I do to get people to my pattern site is anytime I link to my new blog post or my new pattern, my new sticker or new pattern PDF, anytime I link to it, I link to the one that's on my blog every single time. If I post things on Pinterest, I link to my blog. If I post things in emails, I link to my blog. If I post things on my Instagram link in bio, I link to my blog. If I post in stories with a button to shop in the story to take you to my shop, it's to the shop on my blog. I never, ever link to my Etsy shop ever. My Etsy shop is only getting traffic from the Etsy search box. That is the only thing coming into my Etsy shop. Everything else that I do, I send to my pattern site. Now, if I had a Shopify shop and I didn't have a pattern site anymore, if I got a Shopify shop, I would no longer need a pattern site. I would build everything through Shopify on my website, and I would remove the pattern site, but all of my Etsy stuff would still be there. So you do not need pattern and Shopify, but you can use Etsy and Shopify or Etsy and pattern to get to be charged less in fees. That's the main reason that we do that. Now, the main reason that I want to add Shopify instead of pattern is because it's off Etsy. So if something were to happen to Etsy, my Shopify shop would still be standing. I think that's can be very important in a world where you never know what's going to happen, right? And our world is fully dependent on digital things. And I think it's just a little extra security if you can get them on different platforms. Also with Shopify, you have a little bit more access to like the techie. So if you wanted to build a Facebook shop or a TikTok shop or a dropship shop or whatever, linking that stuff to Shopify is much easier than linking it to an Etsy pattern site. Some of it's doable, some of it is not doable. Another pro about the Etsy pattern site is you can sell, I'm pretty sure you can sell anything. You're not limited to the, legal things. You can't, illegal things you can't sell. But on Etsy, it needs to either be handmade, vintage, or a product to help you make something like buttons. On your pattern site, I can sell, like sometimes I do craft room destashes and I sell t-shirts that I've worn before, maybe once or twice, and I'm selling the t-shirt because I don't want it anymore. I can do that on my pattern site. I don't think I can do that on the Etsy site, like technically based on their terms of services. So it gives you a little bit more freedom of what you can sell in your patterns site. Okay, thank you. Who was that? Christina. I hope that was helpful. It's a very good question. I need to do a full video on that. Her next question was, when listing on Etsy, do you pay the listing fee once when you list an item, or is it charged on each order? Good question, Christina. So in your Etsy shop, when you list something, you pay the 20-cent listing fee. Say you set the quantity to 5, and then someone comes up and they buy one, and then they check out. Your listing automatically renews because you have 5 listed. Now you have 4, but that listing fee comes out again for the 4 that's left. And then you sell this one, then the listing fee comes out again. So my patterns are set to $999 because they're a digital item and $999 is as high as Etsy goes. So every time I make a sell on Etsy, I get charged the 20-cent listing fee. And then you also get charged it when you first start, whether you sell it or not. But if you continue to make sales, you will have to pay the 20-cent listing fee every time it's listed or relisted in your shop. Now, if you have it set up to automatically renew, that means if you list one item and you got, I think it's 3 months, it might be 2 months. You've got 3 months to sell it, and then it renews and they pay the 20-cent listing fee again. So it's kind of like rent. It's kind of like renting the space to have your listing available on the internet for someone to go buy it. But if you have a pattern site, you do not have to pay the listing fee at all. Thank you for the very applicable logistical questions, Christina. I know that's helping a lot of people. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next question is Reeden from Norway, all the way from Norway. Hello. I want to try the crafty boho earrings, but I was wondering, do you mind if we make and sell them without the fringe? Oh, no, girl. Do it without fringe. They look pretty with and without fringe. She's talking about the crafty boho earrings. They're circular with baubles. She's talking about making them without the fringe. Absolutely, sister. Go for it. I hope you sell a ton. Thank you for your question. I'm going to pop on over to the comments to see what we've got. Thank you for your questions. Charity, I sent your calendar to you. Okay. I despise the listening, so you got to do what you got to do. All right. Got more questions coming back over here. Once winter is over, what is a great wearable to sell? Thank you for your question, Corinne. I hope I said that correctly. I'm horrible at saying names and reading and spelling. So, Corinne, my answer is going to be what it is often, depending on like almost any of the questions that I get, this is going to be my answer. It depends on who your ideal customer is. So, Corinne, if you are selling messy bun beanies to elder Gen Z and young millennials, that's who's buying your messy bun beanies. What are they doing in the summertime? Are they wearing crop tops? Because you can make crop tops. You know what I'm thinking about putting out is a Daisy Granny square crop top. Maybe that'll be coming this summer or the spring, late spring. Are they wearing bandanas? A lot of the younger folks are wearing bandanas now. Are they wearing, what else? Headbands too for like spring, like ear warmer style headbands. Bows. We know bows are going to be all over the place in 2024. So like hair bows that they can, or like bows, big bows attached to a ponytail holder so they can put their hair up or just clip it in, whatever. And then I don't know what other types of wearables that you sell, Corinne. I don't know if you were talking like hats or if you were talking like cardigans, because that's a whole nother business. But to find the answer, you need to look at who is buying your winter wearables and figure out how you can serve them well in the summer months with crochet. So solve a problem for them, meet them where they're at, raise their quality of life, and somehow with your crochet things. Let me pop on over and see if this is resonating well. Okay, perfect. Let me know, Corinne, if you need me to touch on that a little bit more. Charity is coming in with scrunchies and bucket hats. Those are great, especially for your younger folks, the Gen Z, the elder Gen Z, and the younger millennials, scrunchies and bucket hats. I'm a hat gal, but this is great. Thank you. I will sure think about who those customers do in the summer. Do you think it's better to? Okay, great. Thank you, Corinne. I'm glad that was helpful. Okay, next question. I'm trying to look at the times that they were given to me. I think it's this one. Kaylin. I bet she gets that a lot. I'm sorry if that was aggravating. Kaylin. Hi, Ashley. I need some help getting my Etsy crochet shop off the ground. Any tips would be helpful. I have 20 listings so far. I've tried to sell on Etsy before, but never had a sell. So, Kaylin, I don't know if you're selling finished pieces or patterns. If you're here, I'm going to assume it's finished pieces because that's what I teach. The most important thing that you want to focus on right now is your keywords, making sure your titles, your tags, and your description has keywords in them. What are keywords? Searchable phrases that people will type into the Etsy search box when they're trying to find what it is that you sell. You need to have keywords in your titles, tags, and description. A couple years ago, Etsy made the description, they crawl it for keywords. Used to description wasn't a part of the keyword search, and now that it is. So that's going to be really important. Number one, you want stellar photos. You have to remember that your customer cannot grab and squeeze and try on your product. You need to show the product well through photo and video. Etsy allows you to have 10 photos. You should use all 10 of them, and all 10 of them should serve a purpose. You do not want to list the same photo over and over again. That is the most aggravating thing as a shopper. Put yourself in the shoes of your shopper and serve them well. Create a good shopping experience for your customer. If you only have 5 different photos, then just use 5. Don't fill it up with photos because I said to use all 10. We want 10 really good ones or 5 really good ones. You do not want like filler photos. We don't want that. Create a video showing like the drape of your product, the way you put it on, the squish if it's a amigurumi, setting it on a shelf if it's a decor piece, or have it hanging in a living room, whatever it is, show it in its natural habitat in the video, because customers online can't see it like they can in a store. So you need to facilitate that for them through your photos and videos. It's very important. So keywords, high quality, not like taken on a massive camera, high quality as in true to color, right? You don't want to throw on any crazy filters, or you don't want to take it where everything's really blue. That's my current situation right now in the winter. Everything's blue. It's horrible. And you don't want to take it where the sun is glaring on it and it's just distorted. You want to have beautiful lighting where everything is nice and even. Nothing's too weird, nothing too shadowy, nothing too bright, right? Nice and even, true to color pictures. Crispy clear. Wipe your phone lens before you take the picture. I forget to do that all the time, and then I get these fuzzy, horrible pictures and I can't use them. Everything needs to be crystal clear and beautiful for understanding what it is that you sell. Those should be your photos. So good photos, good videos, stellar keywords, and make sure your shop is filled out all the way. Make sure you filled out your about section. Make sure you filled out your picture, your shop picture, frequently asked questions. If there's a spot for you to fill it out well. And that's going to help you show up in search results. Thank you for your question, Kaylin. I hope that was helpful. Next question is from Beth, and she says, I'm still trying to come up with a business name. I feel like everything is taken. Any other tips besides? So Beth, I think I did a video on this. I think I did a whole video. If I didn't, I was going to. Not a whole bit. It was a Ask Ashley where we talked about it for a lot. Business name. I gave you a bunch of. Oh no, I did a whole video. Okay, coming in hot with the link for you. Check this one out, Beth. That's going to help you a lot. I'm just going to send you to that video and keep moving because if I try to remember what I said previously, it's going to be kind of choppy. That video should be really well explained and planned out. So hopefully that will be helpful for you, Beth. Thank you for your question, though. You are not alone. The reason I have the whole video is because this is a question that gets asked a lot. So hopefully, definitely go check out that video. It will help you. Next one says, I want to know how I can start a blog. I tried Wix, but I am so unsure of it. So I never tried Wix ever. I immediately did WordPress, and I would not have changed it for a million years. WordPress is who I recommend, and I also recommend Bluehost. I think I have an affiliate link on Instagram, but I can grab it for you, for signing up through Bluehost. And the reason I recommend WordPress and Bluehost is because I'll have to get it for you, is because they're both very, very popular, which means there are a ton of tutorials here on YouTube where you can figure out anything that you need to know. That's one reason. The second reason, Bluehost's customer service, last time I used them, absolutely stellar. They helped me so many different times when I was first starting my blog. Like, I did not know anything. And if I had a question, I just reached out to Bluehost, and they helped me probably with things that wasn't even under their like umbrella of things that they do. And they helped me a ton. So those are who I recommend, WordPress and Bluehost. When it comes to the technicalness of starting a blog, I am not your gal. Let me see. I think Taylor Lynn Crochet.com. I think she had, let me see. I think she had a tutorial for starting a blog, or like a course. She had something. Let me see if I can't find it for you. I'm not sure. Actually, just message her on Instagram at Taylor Lynn Crochet. Check her out on Instagram. She had a blogging course. I don't know if it's still live, but she can definitely help you out. She is my analytical gal. I learn things as I need them, and then I let them go. So I need to learn how to set up a blog. I set up my blog. I let that information go. I no longer know how to set up a blog. If you need to brainstorm ideas for what to blog about, I'm your girl. We could do that all day long. But the technical step-by-step, that's not me. I would have to do it again and like take notes and write it all down because I will forget it the moment I don't need it anymore. My brain's weird. But Taylor is really good at that stuff. So definitely check her out. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, friends. Okay. Trying to grab all the questions. I don't think we're going to get through all of them, but I'm going to try. Mariah says, is Crochet Boss Academy geared more towards online sellers rather than in-person market sellers? So, Mariah, yes. Short answer, yes. Crochet Boss Academy is for finished piece sellers, not pattern designers. If you're a pattern designer, Crochet Boss Academy will not serve you well. I teach you how to grow your business. I teach you branding. I teach you finding your ideal customer. Those two things are going to work no matter if you're selling online or if you're selling in markets. And then I teach you how to set up an Etsy shop. And then I talk about email lists. And then I talk about one other thing. There's 6 things. Ideal customer, branding, Etsy, email list. Oh, social media. So we talk about those, all those things. And all of them except for Etsy will help you with markets as well. There is a market bonus module. That's not the main part of Crochet Boss Academy, but it is a bonus module that is in there for market people. If you are trying to build a business that creates income every month, or that you can retire your husband, or whatever it is, like whatever your ideal level of success is, if you are trying to build an actual business, you need an online shop. If you are just happy making a whole bunch of things, going to your market and selling them and calling it a day, you don't need an online shop. If that is your ideal level of success, you keep doing that. If you want more, like if you want your brand to, if you want return customers, if you want to be getting sales regularly, whether you're at markets or not, if you don't want to go to markets every month because they're so hit or miss, whatever it is for you, you need an online shop. Even if you do markets, say a customer comes to you, they love what you sell. A couple weeks later, they want to buy another one because somebody's having a baby and they need it's a perfect baby shower gift. If you don't have an online shop, that customer is not going to be able to purchase it from you again easily. They could go to your Facebook and send you a DM and be like, I bought this from the craft fair. Can I get another one? And you'd be like, yeah, what color do you want? Also, it's a little bit, this is the price and I have to do shipping. You can go through all of that chaotic, horrible mess, or they can go to your Etsy shop, find the one they want, click it, check out, call it a day. You never have to talk to them. You never have to wait for 6,000 back and forth things before you actually make the product. Like they know what they want. They get it. You know what was ordered. You have your money up front. You make the thing, right? Well, you have the money from them. You don't get it from Etsy until you get it from Etsy, but then you make and sell the thing. You already have their shipping address. You don't need to wait for any communications at all. You are a well-oiled machine. If you didn't have an Etsy shop or an online shop at all, none of that would happen. It would be very hectic for you and the customer. And then I bet you money the third time she wants one, she's like, I'm just going to go to Amazon because I don't have all day to be emailing back and forth with that shop. Even if it was a positive, like she remembers you in a positive way because she loved the product, that's still going to taint her experience. So you're working hard making all of these beautiful branded niche products. Maybe you just sell boho baby girl stuff and you've got this gorgeous boho baby girl market set up and you get all these millennial girl moms coming into your booth and they're loving it and they're buying your stuff and they're telling all their millennial girl mom friends about it and your brand is growing, but you're only at markets once a month or every other month or once a quarter. You are missing out on sales. You are spending a lot of time and energy to create that customer, to pull that customer into you. And then when she doesn't have a place to continue shopping with you, it's gone. It is a one-time purchase only. That is the most exhausting way to run a business. The best thing that you can do is turn your customers into return customers. We want them coming back, shopping with you over and over again. You serve them well over and over again, raise their quality of life over and over again. That's what we want. We want to work smarter, not harder. And doing just markets without a way for follow-up is definitely working harder. You can do it. You can do it all day long, depending upon your ideal level of success. Like whatever works for you and that makes you happy and makes you feel fulfilled, you do that. Nobody can tell you if it's not good enough or not. You're the only one that gets to decide that. Nobody else gets to say if your business is good or not. That's just you. So whatever else anybody says, you can just tell them, have a day. It doesn't matter. But if that's not what you want, if you want growth and you want to work smarter, not harder, and you want to build a brand that has brand awareness that people know who you are, you need an online shop. And I teach you how to do that inside of Crochet Boss Academy. That was a big answer. I hope that was helpful, Mariah. Thank you for your question. Charity says, how do you package your finished products? Do you like using Etsy? Also, did you get any snow? We did get snow. It is cold. It's like 0 degrees outside. I don't package finished products anymore because I don't sell them anymore other than stickers, and I put them in an envelope. But how do I think you should package your finished products? It should be based on your ideal customer and the type of brand that you have. So if you have an ideal customer that is like upper middle class, right? Maybe they're a 2-income family. Maybe both of them are making like 100K. So they're like at a 200K income level, maybe, or higher even. Maybe your brand, your packaging is more of a luxury thing, right? Maybe you use silk handkerchiefs to wrap your piece instead of disposable tissue paper. And then they can use them as headbands or, decor, or they can use them to package their gifts, whatever. That's going to cost you more. So your price would reflect that. Your price of your product would reflect that. And I can't think of it off the top of my head. There is a brand on TikTok that sells ragdoll style dolls, and they're like different, like deer or whatever, like different animals. And their packaging is so beautiful. Charity, I will try to remember to send it to you next time I see it, or I'll try to share it in my Instagram stories. I don't remember if you're on Instagram. I'll try to remember it for next week too, okay, if I can find it. But they tell a story. They post a video of them packaging it and say it's a little fox and her little outfit, and they pull the fox down from their bucket of foxes and they layer on this like fabric handkerchief that they use to wrap her up in, and then they grab her clothes and then they dress her. Like they go to their different section with all the different clothes and they pick the dress that they ordered, the shoes and the hat that they ordered, any accessories, and then they come back to the fox laying on the cloth. They dress her, and then while they're doing all this, they're telling the story about this fox, what kind of personality she has, how she spends her days. They're just making up little stories to go with their different characters, and then they include these little like inserts. I can't remember what they are, but maybe they're an adoption seat. Maybe it's like a story sheet that tells you like a bio almost about that character that they made up for that character. It is an experience. It is not just I bought this thing. Like it is an actual full-on experience, and their videos they go through the roof with views. Like people are loving. I love them. I sit there and stare at them. They're gorgeous and they're so interesting and intriguing to watch. So if your brand is a luxury brand, your packaging absolutely should reflect that, your packaging and your prices, because the people who buy luxury things are not the same people who buy discount things. Nothing is wrong with either type of people. Both types of people are excellent, but you need to cater to your type of people, and then you need to build everything around that so that you're doing exactly what they are attracted to. If your type of person is looking for a good deal, she doesn't want all of the foo-foo. She's very happy to pay less to get a good deal all day long. And if you're looking for somebody who, to them, higher price equals better quality. So if you price your stuff too low and you're trying to reach a luxury life customer, not a luxury customer, luxury living customer, they're gonna pass you by, because they're gonna be like that. In their mind, they're gonna think, oh, $25 is too cheap. It must not be good. But in another person's mind, she's gonna be like, $25, I can do that. And she's gonna be so happy. So you get to choose who your ideal customer is, and then you get to build everything around her. And then you choose your packaging that is best for her. Now, I recommend using poly mailers if you are not doing a luxury brand, just a regular, everyday, average Joe. Poly mailers are cheaper to ship than boxes because they weigh less. You can ship it first class for much cheaper. Boxes is when it gets a little bit more expensive. But if you have a luxury brand and they're paying a higher price for the product and higher price for the shipping, they're going to want it to look nice when they get it in the mail. Some people don't care. Some people care a lot. Okay. I always shipped my things in poly mailers. I always wrapped my things in, I used a wrap label that had my branding on it and my logo in the middle. And then I used tissue paper that matched my branding. And then I put it in there and I put a handwritten thank you card and a business card, put it all in the poly mailer, sent it out the door. I've also used organza bags. I don't have any in here, but they're like the clear white mesh bags. I put my beanie in there, wrapped in the wrap label, and then my business card, and then my thank you note, and then like a freebie, all in the organza bag. Close her up, put the organza bag in the poly mailer, stick it in the mail. That is what I did, and it worked really well for me. I hope that was a good answer. We are at 2:30. We are at 2:30, and there's still like 5 questions left, and I'm not going to be able to get through them. And I would stay longer, but Ava is waiting for me to be finished because she is homeschooled now. So I'm going to have to, I put tags on anything. If you can put tags on it, put tags on it. High quality, tags equals high quality. So put tags on it if you can. Size charts, go to is it the Crochet Council? I think it might be the Craft Yarn Council. So here is where you want to go for size charts. Check out that. I just put a link for you. Oh, that was one of my 5. It's very easy, Marian. Inside of Etsy, she's asking, is the pattern side of Etsy, is it easy to build like regular Etsy? Once you build your regular Etsy, you can turn on like patterns and it will all sync. It's very easy. And you can also toggle. You can say, I want this to only be listed in my pattern site, or I want this to only be listed in my Etsy site. You can change your title and your description based on the different platforms if you want to, but you don't have to. You can have it automatically sync. Very, very user-friendly, very easy, Marian. That's why I did it. And that's why I haven't built my Shopify yet, because this is working just fine for me and my needs in this moment. Last one. I'm going to try to do one more. SW says, how do you maintain an online business and grow? Did you take any courses or read any books relevant to your business practices? So for me, I took a blogging course back in the day called Sticky Blogging. I don't even know if it's still a thing. I bought a course in 2021 to teach me how to, I don't remember if I used it to build. I bought a course to teach you how to make and sell courses, because I have a course for crochet business owners called Crochet Boss Academy. And I bought a very expensive course to teach me how to make and market that course. If you saw my masterclass last year, that was everything that I learned in the course that I bought about courses. It was very expensive, but it was worth it. And then I bought a couple other courses from crocheters that didn't really I think I wasn't their ideal customer. I think where I was already past what the course was teaching me, so that they weren't super helpful. Sometimes I buy them just because I want to look at it from a student's perspective. I want to see how courses can serve students, because I have a course and I want to better my course, right? So I do that sometimes. But if you are a crochet business owner and you sell finished pieces, I would like to encourage you to take a look at Crochet Boss Academy, www.crochetbossacademy.com. That is my course for crocheters who sell finished pieces. Doors open in May. It's already marked inside of the 2024 content calendar. It's already marked in May. That has everything that I know specifically to crocheters who sell finished pieces. It is very, very, very specific. So hopefully that will be helpful. The Snuggle Stitch and Bethany, I missed your questions. I'm going to take a screenshot of them. I'll try to touch on them next week. I wish I could stay here all day long, because it truly does bring me joy. If I'm having a bad day, going live with you guys lifts my spirits every time. I love talking shop with you. I love hearing your questions. I love chit-chatting in the comments and sending you resources and just telling you all that I know. It is my favorite thing to do, and it brings me so much joy. And I hope that you have had a good time as well. And I wish I could stay here all day, and I would. But I have a child that needs my attention. She wants me to go play in the snow, but I'm not doing that because I did that the last 2 days. I'm not doing it today. I don't like it. Sarah, I'm so happy to hear that. Sarah said Crochet Boss Academy has given her the confidence to start her business, and she highly recommends it. Thank you, Sarah. That means so much to me. I'm so glad you found it helpful. All right, guys, I will be back. Let me find it. Wednesday, 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a couple Wednesdays left in January, and then Monday or February's. What is today? The 19th, 17th. Oh. Yes. Okay, we got two more Ask Ashleys for January, the 24th and the 31st. Wednesday, 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then for February, we're going to be mixing it up. We're going to switch to, this will be good news for some and bad news for others. But in February, we are going to switch to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Okay, we'll see how that goes. We'll give that a good old try. We might tweak the time for another month if 4:30 just does not seem to be doing well, but we'll see. Because Mackenzie's going to be helping me, and she's here on Mondays. So we will see about how that goes in February. But for January, still 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube. If you've never been, I'm talking to my Instagram folks, acraftyconcept.com/YouTube will take you to my YouTube channel. If you click the live tab, you will see all of the scheduled Ask Ashleys, and you can set reminders and stuff so you don't miss them. Also, I share them on my Instagram stories, and I try to link to them when I can remember because I forgot last week like a crazy person. Also, if you want to ask me questions and engage in the conversation, you probably need to be over here on YouTube because let me show you. I have a good system over here where I can see the questions over here. Look, I can see the comments. I can see the questions. I can send links. I can't do any of that on Instagram. So that's why we do it over here on YouTube. It's just a better experience over on YouTube. So I will see you guys next week. Have a great day. Thanks for being here.